राधा विनोद बिहारी जीव की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जीव की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ, everyone say jai when I say jai. श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा की, श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा की, श्री जगन्नाथ स्नान यात्रा की जय। गौरंग महाप्रभु लीला स्नान यात्रा की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय or no jai? जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की। Everyone all together. Jai Jagannath ki. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtotara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Saparikar Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Mahabhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Vaishnava Sarvabhaum Shri Srila Jagannātha Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Gauriya Vedanta Charya Baladev Vijabhushan Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sada Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Srila Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshada Vrinda ki jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Antardvip Mayapur Simantadvip Godramdvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritadvip Janadvip Moda Dramadvip Rudadipatmaka Shri Shri Navadvip Dhama ki jai. Shri Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dvadashavanatmaka Shri Braj Mandala Dham ki jai. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Yamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Madan Mohan Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Radha Shyama Sundar Radha Raman Radha Damodar Jiu Ki Jai. Shrimati Lalita Vishaka Adi Ashtasaki Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Manjari Rati Manjari Ananga Manjari Adi Manjari Vrinda Ki Jai. Shrimati Brinda Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Purnamasi Yoga Maya Devi Ki Jai. Shri Gopishwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Sarva Bhishta Pradata Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Snāna Yātrā Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Shri Nrsinga Dev Ki Jai. Bhakta Pravara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Charodam Charu Sampradaya Charu Acharya Ki Jai. Akara Matraj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Aur Ananya Shaka Mat Samuha Ki Jai. Shri Vishva Vaishnava Raj Sabha Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Tribhuvana Pavana Harinam Samkirtan Ki Jai. Tribhuvana Mangala Harinama Prabhu Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Nityananda Mahajana Ki Jai. Shri Pancha Tattva Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Jaya Jagannath, 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 Jaya Jagannath. Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth. 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 O Jagannātha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. 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 Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannāth. Jaya Jagannāth, Jaya Jagannāth, Jaya Jagannāth, Jaya Jagannāth. Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannāth. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannāth. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar. Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Jagannātha Snāna yātrā ki Jai. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikayai Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Iti Namane Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikayai Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Iti Namane Bandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Vrajarasa Rasikam Cha Narayanam Tam Prapannam Namo Vishnupadaya Acharya Singha Rupane Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Iti Namane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namane Shri Varsavana Videvi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vikyana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shrimurtai Dinatarne Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantaharane Nama Om Vishnupadaya Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambha Rasambudhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Kuravir Bhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannātha Yate Namaha Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namo Mahabhajanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha Nityanandam Namastubhyam Prem Ananda Pradayane Kalo Kalamasha Nashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Brindai Tulsi Devai Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namo Bhaktya Vihin Aparadha Lakshay Kiptascha Kamari Taranga Madhye Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vindam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. On this most auspicious Snāna yātrā day of Sri Jagannātha Dev, first of all I'm offering my Dandavat Pranams, my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Guru Dev, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa Ashtatarashata Sri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, who brought Lord Jagannath to the entire world, who brought Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam to the whole world, and the glorious chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Sri Krishna Samkirtanam, he brought to the whole world. And I pray for his causeless mercy. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa, Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak, Shri Dhar Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa, Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat Pranams to the lotus feet of all my Sri Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, and my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. And just so everybody is aware of it, today is also the transcendental disappearance day of two of Mahaprabhu's very great associates. That is Sri Mukunda Datta and Sridhar Pandit. So, but today the primary subject matter is the Snāna yātrā of Lord Jagannath, which is happening as we are speaking in Jagannath Puri, and is going on for a few hours already. I don't know what time they finish. Do you know?
They haven't even started the actual Snāna, but it's raining. You'll read.
Yeah, I'm reading that. He says it rains every
year. It rains.
Yeah.
So the Navadvip.
So it started raining there? Okay. Very good. I just want to quickly read the katha from Srila Bhaktivigyan Bharati Maharaj about Sri Mukunda Datta and Sri Sridhar Pandit. So once when Mahaprabhu exhibited the Shat Praharya Leela, that means manifesting his divine form for 22 hours. And he was holding a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus. And he had the deities on his lap. So he invited the devotees one after the other for his darshan. You can read this in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Very wonderful. Very long chapter. And one by one, he's calling each one of his associates to come forward and having a personal exchange, and then asking them, telling them that they should ask for any benediction. And all of them, they only wanted one benediction, that they will always remember and never forget Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So, as he was inviting the devotees one after the other to come up for his darshan, but during this Leela, Mahaprabhu refused to give his darshan to Mukunda Datta. So now Mukunda Datta was completely shattered, and he pleaded with the devotees for them to implore Mahaprabhu to give him his darshan. But when Srivas Pandit appealed on behalf of Mukunda Datta, then Mahaprabhu replied, you can tell him that after 1 crore of births, 1 crore, that means how much? 100 million. What? 10 million, yeah. 10 million. After 10 million births, he will get my darshan. And when Mukunda heard this reply, he danced about in great joy, thinking that, oh, after going through 8.4 million births, nothing good has happened. So another 1 crore of births will be over in no time. But at least Mahaprabhu has given his assurance that I will have his darshan. So hence, there is no doubt that one day I will get his divine darshan. And upon hearing of Mukunda's reaction, then Mahaprabhu called Mukunda inside. So why did Mahaprabhu refuse to see Mukunda initially? Why? Mukunda Datta actually used to sing beautiful kirtans. He was one of the main kirtaniyas of Mahaprabhu. But, at least externally for Leela pastimes, it appeared that he was not one-pointed. He was not one-pointed. And he would attend and sing kirtans even in the assemblies of Mayavadis, or Karmis, Gyanis, and so on. And he would accept their teachings, thinking them to be superior to devotional service. So, considering his lack of staunch faith, he was refused darshan. But when he spontaneously expressed his full faith in Mahaprabhu's words, then he was immediately awarded darshan. Now Mukunda Datta would sing kirtans so very beautifully. In the Vaishnava Vandana, it is said, Vandibo Amvastanam Sri Mukunda Datta Gandharva Jiniyajar Ganer Mahatva. Gandharva Jiniyajar Ganer Mahatva. Meaning that his singing is glorious just like the Gandharvas. So Mahaprabhu used to refer to him as Khada Jatiya. What does Khada Jatiya mean? It means that sometimes he holds a khada, piece of straw, between his teeth as a symptom of humility. And then at other times he beats me with a stick, jati. And when he mingles with another sampradaya, then he constantly beats me with a stick by not accepting devotional service. So this is a statement from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya 10. So that's the katha on Sri Mukunda Datta. Now we'll read about Sri Sridhar Pandit. You know which Sridhar this is? Kulavecha Sridhar. Now Sridhar Pandit was very poor. he made a living by selling the produce from his small farm, such as bananas bark, the bark of the banana flowers, banana leaves, and muli, radish, etc. His principle, he had a certain principle that he would follow in his life, that he would sell at a very fair price, always, very reasonable price. Then, whatever he received, he would take half of the proceeds of the sale, and that would go towards worship of Ganga Devi. And then he would use the other half to sustain himself. Now Chaitanya Dev would approach him to purchase goods. Of course, in Mahaprabhu's householder Leela. And even when he was young, he would go to Sridhar. And then he would try to pay only half of the price that Sridhar told. But we just heard that he gave the most reasonable price. So then, in turn, when he would forcibly say, no, I'll only give you half price, then a loving quarrel, it would ensue between the devotee and the Lord. So Sridhar Pandit, he would ask, are there no other sellers in the town other than me? And then Mahaprabhu would say, I go where I want to purchase from. I will never leave my permanent vendor. So that means, what was the Lord meaning? That the Lord does not go to anyone other than his devotee. So Sridhar then, he would ask, why then pay half the price? And then, because he said, why not? Why then would you pay half the price? But because I need to perform Ganga Puja. Then Mahaprabhu would reply, Ganga is my servant. Then Sridhar would think, oh, he does not even fear Ganga. So when Mahaprabhu showed his divine form, his Sadbhuj Rupa, he asked Sridhar Pandit to seek a benediction. And at that time, Sridhar Pandit requested that Prabhu who would snatch things from me, may he be my Prabhu, life after life. This is my prayer. So these are the two short memories by Srila Bharati Maharaj of these two personalities, whose disappearance day is today. So now, there is also the katha of Srila Bharati Maharaj about the Snāna yātrā. But before I begin to read his katha, I'm going to read the excerpt from the 11th chapter of the Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the short section where it's mentioning about Mahaprabhu's, how he would deal with the Snāna yātrā. And just prior to this description, there's a discussion that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was having with the king of Puri, because Mahaprabhu was always refusing to see the king. So when the Bhattacharya saw the king's firm determination, then he declared, the Supreme Lord is approached only by pure love. And your love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very deep. So therefore, without a doubt, he will be merciful upon you. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya suggested to the king, he said, there is one means by which you can directly see him. So, here's how he's describing. On the day of the Rath Yatra, car festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he will dance before the deity in great ecstatic love. Now on that Ratha Yatra festival day, after dancing before the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will enter the Gundicha garden. And at that time, you should go there alone without your royal dress. Krishna Ras Panchadhyay Korite Patan Ekale Jai Mahaprabhur Daribe Charan. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enters the Gundicha garden, you should also go there and you should read the 5 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam about Lord Krishna's dancing with the gopis. Ras Panchadhyay. And in this way, you can catch hold of the Lord's lotus feet. So that was the suggestion of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Then he said, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will be in a mood of ecstatic love without external consciousness at that time. So therefore, you can recite those chapters from Srimad Bhagavatam. He will embrace you, knowing you to be a pure Vaishnava. So there's a nice little purport here where Prabhupada is saying that a Vaishnava is always ready to help another Vaishnava progress towards realization of the absolute truth. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he could understand the king's position as a pure Vaishnava. The king was always thinking of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Bhattacharya wanted to help him approach the Lord. A Vaishnava is always compassionate, especially when he sees a prospective devotee very determined, Dridhavrata. So consequently, the Bhattacharya, he was ready to help the king. If you have the Chaitanya Charitamrita in Russian language, you can read the verses as you're translating. You already gave him the chapter and the verse number. Madhya Leela, chapter 11, verse 58 we're on right now. So, now, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling to the king that Ramananda Roy, he's already changed the Lord's mind. Because when Ramananda Roy described how much pure love that the king has for him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slightly melted his very firm position. So then Maharaj Prataparudra, he took the Bhattacharya's advice and very firmly he decided to follow his instructions. So thus, he felt transcendental happiness. Now verse 60. Snāna yātrā khabe habe puchila battere batta kohe teen deen achaye yatrare. Now, when the king asked to the Bhattacharya when the bathing ceremony, when the Snāna yātrā of Lord Jagannātha would take place, then the Bhattacharya replied that there were only 3 days left before the ceremony. And after thus encouraging the king, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya returned home. So on the day of Lord Jagannāth's bathing ceremony, that's today, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy at heart. His hridoy ananda, his heart was filled with ananda. Snan jatra deki prabhur hoilo bara shuka ishwarer anavasare pailo baro dukkha. Now upon seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. But when Lord Jagannath retired after the ceremony, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy because he could not see him. So Prabhupada is describing here in his short purport that after the bathing ceremony of Sri Jagannath, which takes place just a fortnight before the Rath Yatra ceremony, then the body of the Lord Jagannath deity is repainted. And this takes just about a fortnight to complete. So this period, it is called Anavasara. And there are many who visit the temple to see Lord Jagannath regularly every day. So for them, his retirement after the bathing ceremony is very unbearable. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt Lord Jagannath's absence from the temple very much. So, due to separation from Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same great anxiety that the gopis feel in separation from Krishna. He felt that. And in this condition, he gave up all association. And where did he go? Alalnath. He went to Alalnath. Wait, can you turn this off? He went to Alalnath. You know Alalnath? Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So he went there. Every year he would go there after the Snāna yātrā, because Lord Jagannath is not giving darshan for almost 2 weeks. So, due to separation from Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same great anxiety that the gopis feel in separation from Krishna. And in this condition, he gave up all association. He went to Alalnath. Then the devotees who had followed the Lord, they came into his presence and they requested him to return to Puri. And they submitted that the devotees from Bengal were coming to Purushottam Kshetra. So in this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought Lord Chaitanya back to Jagannath Puri. And he then went to King Prataparudra and informed him of the Lord's arrival. So at this time, Gopinathacharya came there while Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was with King Prataparudra. And being a Brahmana, he offered his benediction to the king. And then he addressed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as followed. He told him, about 200 devotees are coming from Bengal. All of them are greatly advanced and specifically devoted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All of them have already arrived on the bank of Lake Narendra Sarovara, and they are waiting there. I desire residential quarters and prasadam arrangements for them. Then the king replied, I shall give orders to the attendant in the temple. He will arrange for everyone's residential quarters and prasadam as you desire. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he looked at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and he said, please show me, one after another, all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees who are coming from Bengal. This is the first time. Mahaprabhu came to Puri after sannyas. Then after a short time he left, he went traveling in South India. Now he's returned back. And this is the first Rath Yatra being described here. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had not seen all of these great devotees who were arriving, coming from Bengal. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested the king, go up on the roof of the palace, and Gopinathacharya knows every one of the devotees. He will identify them for you. Actually, I do not know any of them. although I have a desire to know them, but since Gopinath Acharya knows them all, he will give you their names. Why? Because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had left early from Navadvip Dham. He left and he came to Puri. But Gopinath Acharya is his son-in-law, and Gopinath Acharya was also in Navadvip, so he personally knows all of them. And so, after Sarvabhauma said this, then he went up to the top of the palace with the king and with Gopinath Acharya. And at this time, all the Vaishnava devotees from Bengal, they drew closer to the palace. And Swarup Damodar and Govinda, taking the flower garlands and prasadam of Lord Jagannath, proceeded to where all the Vaishnavas were standing. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first sent those two persons in advance. Then the king inquired, who are these two? Because they're looking down from the temple roof. Who are these two personalities? Please let me know their identities. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, here is Swarup Damodar, who is practically the second expansion of the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that second person is Govinda, Lord Chaitanya's personal servant. The Lord has sent garlands and remnants of Lord Jagannath's food with these two persons simply to honor all the devotees from Bengal. So at the beginning, then Swarup Damodar came forward. He garlanded Advaita Acharya. Then Govinda next came and offered a second garland to Advaita Acharya. And when Govinda offered his obeisances by falling down flat before Advaita Acharya, Advaita Acharya asked Swarup Damodar about his identity, for he did not know Govinda at that time. Swarup Damodar informed him, Govinda was the servant of Ishwara Puri. He is very highly qualified. Ishwara Puri ordered Govinda to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, the Lord keeps him by his side. So Govinda was actually a godbrother of Mahaprabhu, because they're both initiated by Ishwara Puri Pad. Now, the king inquired, to whom did Swarup Damodar and Govinda offer the two garlands? His bodily effulgence is so great that he must be a very great devotee. Please let me know who he is. The king is asking. Then Gopinath Acharya replied, his name is Advaita Acharya. He is honored even by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is therefore the topmost devotee. Then he said, here are Srivas Pandit, Vakreshwara Pandit, Vidyanidhi Acharya, and Gadadhar Pandit. And here are Acharya Ratna, Purandar Pandit, Gangadas Pandit, and Shankar Pandit. Here are Murari Gupta, Pandit Narayan, Haridas Thakur, the deliverer of the whole universe. Here is Hari Bhatta, there is Nrsingananda, here are Vasudev Datta and Shivananda Sain. Here also are Govinda Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh. They are three brothers, and their Sankirtan, congregational chanting, pleases the Lord very much. Here is Raghava Pandit. Here is Nandanacharya. There is Shriman Pandit, and here are Shrikanta and Narayan. Yes. Then Gopinath Acharya continued to point out all the different devotees. Here is Shuklambar. See there is Sridhar, who we just read about. Here is Vijay. There is Balabhasain. Here is Purushottama. There is Sanjay. And here are all the residents of Kulinagram, such as Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda. Indeed, all of them are present here. Please see them. And here are Mukunda Das, Narahari, Sri Raghunandan, Chiranjeev, and Sulochan, all residents of Khanda. How many names shall I speak to you? All the devotees you see here are associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is their life and soul. So the king said, then upon seeing all these devotees, I am very much astonished, for I have never seen such an effulgence. Indeed, their effulgence is like the brilliance of millions of suns, nor have I ever heard the Lord's name chanted so melodiously. I have never before seen such ecstatic love, nor heard the vibration of the holy name of the Lord chanted in such a way, nor have I seen such dancing during some kirtan. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, this sweet transcendental sound, it is a special creation of the Lord. It is known as Prem Samkirtan, congregational chanting in love of Godhead. In this age of Kali, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended to preach the religion of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna is the religious principle for this age. Avatari Chaitanya Koilo Dharma Pracharan Kali Kale Dharma Krishna Nam Samkirtan Samkirtan Yagye Tare Kore Aradhan Seito Sumedha Ar Kali Hatajan. Anyone who worships Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by congregational chanting, they should be understood to be very intelligent. And one who does not do so must be considered a victim of this age and bereft of all intelligence. And then, of course, he quoted the verse, Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Jagyai Samkirtana Prayair Yajantihi Sumedashaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. And although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Then the king said, according to evidence given in the revealed scriptures, it is concluded that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. So why then are learned scholars sometimes indifferent to him? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, a person who has received but a small fraction of mercy from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he can understand that he is Lord Krishna, but no one else can. And if the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not bestowed upon a person, regardless of how learned a scholar that person may be, and regardless of his seeing or his listening, he cannot accept Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Prabhupada says here in the purport, Prabhupada says the same principles can be applied to demoniac persons, even though they be in the Sampradaya of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Did you hear that? There are demoniac persons also who are in the Sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, without receiving the Lord's special power, one cannot preach his glories all over the world. Even though one may celebrate himself as a learned follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even though one may attempt to preach the holy name of the Lord all over the world, if he is not favored by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will find fault with the pure devotee, and he will not be able to understand how a preacher is empowered by Lord Chaitanya. One must be considered bereft of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he criticizes the Krishna consciousness movement now spreading all over the world, or he finds fault with this movement or the leader of the movement. And the next other purport, where Sarvabhauma told the king that a person who has received a small fraction of mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can understand that Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna. No one else can. So then the purport, Prabhupada says, the Sankirtan movement, it can be spread by a person who is especially favored by Lord Krishna. And what's the line that Prabhupada would always repeat? The person who is especially favored by Lord Krishna, who can preach, Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tare Pravartana. And that means, without first obtaining the mercy of the Lord, one cannot spread the holy name of the Lord. One who can spread the Lord's name is called Labdha Chaitanya, in the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Labdha Chaitanya. Labdha Chaitanya is one who has actually awakened his original Krishna consciousness. His original consciousness he has awakened. That's called Labdha Chaitanya. So the influence of the pure devotees in Krishna consciousness is such that it can awaken others to become immediately Krishna conscious and engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. Yes. They can awaken others. That's what the pure devotees in Krishna consciousness can do. And they can engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. So in this way, the descendants of the pure devotees increase. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes much pleasure in seeing the increase of his devotees. The word Sumedasha, you remember what that means? Sumedasha means sharply intelligent. When one's intelligence is sharp, then he can increase the interests of the common men in loving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and through him in loving Radha Krishna. When what? When one's intelligence is sharp. So, those not interested in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are simply material in their attempts at professional chanting and dancing for money despite their supposed artistry. Those are for the persons who are not interested in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're simply material in their attempts at professional chanting and dancing for money despite their supposed artistry. If one does not have full faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he cannot properly chant and dance in the Sankirtan movement. Artificial chanting and dancing may be due to sentiments or sentimental agitation, but this cannot help one advance in Krishna consciousness. So, then the verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 29, is being quoted, spoken by Lord Brahma. Atapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada lesha nugrihita eva hi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. Lord Brahma said, "My Lord, This is when Brahma's offering his prayers to Krishna after he was defeated in his trying to steal Krishna's calves and cow boys. So Lord Brahma said, "My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, then he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years." So then the king said, instead of visiting the temple of Lord Jagannātha, all the devotees, they're running toward the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, "This is spontaneous love. All the devotees are very anxious to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And first the devotees will meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then they will take him with them to the temple to see Lord Jagannātha." Then the king said, the son of Bhavananda Roy, who is named Vaninath, along with 5 or 7 other men, he went there to obtain the remnants of Lord Jagannāth's food. Indeed, Vaninath has already gone to the residence of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has taken a huge quantity of Mahaprasadam. You know how huge? Like bullock carts full of gigantic pots. Bullock carts full, one after the other, after the other, after the other, to feed all of these few hundred of Mahaprabhu's associates. So the king asked that this Vaninath has already gone to the residence of Mahaprabhu and has taken the huge quantity of Mahaprasad. Please let me know the reason for this. Please let me know the reason. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, understanding that all the devotees have come, Lord Chaitanya gave the sign, and therefore Vaninath and the others have brought such great quantities of Mahaprasadam. Then the king asked the Bhattacharya, why have the devotees not observed the regulations for visiting of the pilgrimage place, such as fasting, shaving, and so on? Why have they first eaten prasadam? And the Bhattacharya told the king, what you have said is right, according to the regulative principles that are governing the visiting of holy places, but there is another path, which is the path of spontaneous love, raga marge. And according to those principles, there are subtle intricacies involved in the execution of religious principles. So, yeah, there's a very nice purport by Prabhupada here. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said the scriptural injunctions for shaving and fasting, these are indirect orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, when there is a direct order from the Lord to take prasadam, naturally the devotees take prasadam as their first duty. So when Mahaprasad is not available, there must be fasting. But when the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly orders one to take prasadam, neglecting such an opportunity is offense, aparad. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing prasadam with his transcendental hand, who will neglect such an opportunity and accept the regulative principle of fasting? Even if it's Tuesday. If Mahaprabhu wants to give you prasadam with your own hand, you will neglect those regulative principles. Guaranteed.
He will not go on this day.
He will not what?
He will not go on Tuesday.
No, he will. He will, especially for you. Because he fasts every Tuesday, Nirjal. So, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya now tells the story to the king that previously the Lord gave me Mahaprasadam rice one morning. And I ate it just sitting on my bed without having even washed my mouth. The man to whom the Lord shows his mercy, by inspiring him within the heart, he takes shelter only of Lord Krishna. He abandons all Vedic and social customs. So when one is inspired by the Lord, who is sitting in everyone's heart, then he does not care for social custom or for Vedic regulative principles. You know that story. That's after Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was completely converted by Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu first came to Puri. And then Mahaprabhu tested him the next morning. Because Sarvabhauma was always strictly following every single little ritual. And Mahaprabhu intentionally came just very early in the morning, practically as he was just rising from the bed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Mahaprabhu brought the prasadam rice from Jagannātha. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at that moment, having been converted by Mahaprabhu, he understood, this is my duty now, to take that prasad. Never mind, haven't washed my mouth, haven't done this and that. No, first duty, take that prasad. So, Maharaj Prachaparudra then told both Kashi Mishra and the temple inspector, provide all the devotees and all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with comfortable residences, convenient eating facilities for prasadam, and convenient visiting arrangements at the temple, so that there will not be any difficulty. The orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must be carefully carried out. Although the Lord may not give direct orders, you still have to carry out his desires simply by understanding his indications. So saying this, the king gave them permission to leave, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also went to see the assembly of all the Vaishnavas. So that's this section. I wanted to read that because it's just prior to the Snāna Yātrā festival. Well, actually, the Mahaprabhu had already gone to Alalnath, and now the Vaishnavas have arrived. So now the Rath Yatra is going to begin very soon. And to complete today's katha, I'm going to read Srila Bharati Maharaj's wonderful, beautiful katha on his Snāna Yatra katha. Now, Srila Bharati Maharaj says, this is actually the warm-up. This is the warm-up for Ratha Yatra Katha, just around the corner now. There's so much Ratha Yatra Kathas there. So Srila Bharati Maharaj says that today is Snāna Yatra, which is the holy bathing festival of Lord Jagannātha. This festival day is also known as Deva Snan Purnima. Deva Snan Purnima. And it is also the appearance day of Lord Jagannātha. Did you know that? This day, Snāna Yatra, is the appearance day of Lord Jagannātha millions of years ago. And then he says, according to the Skanda Purana, when the king Indradumna installed the deities, then he arranged for this bathing ceremony. Yes, and many thronged to witness this event. So much so that there is no place even to stand comfortably. Then Bharati Maharaj says, earlier I used to go, but now I have stopped as I don't have the strength. This is like spoken in 2014 and 2016 by him. By that time his body, he said, nothing on my body works anymore. My hands don't work, my legs don't work, only my mouth works. So now all I can do is speak Harikatha. So there is one local adage which is saying that on Snāna yātrā it will definitely rain, and on Ratha yātrā it won't. Now the Chandratapa means the awning that is on the top of the bathing platform where the deities are kept during the Snāna yātrā. And only Bhopade Prabhu has seen that. No, but nobody else in this room has seen the Snāna yātrā with their own eyes, directly in Puri. So, that awning that is over the bathing platform where the deities are kept during the Snāna yātrā, it has many holes in it. Do you know why?
That the demigods have a chance to bathe Lord Jagannātha.
Yes, so that even the demigods can get an opportunity to bathe Lord Jagannath. Now, how else could the demigods participate in the bathing of Jagannath? And also on the day of Snāna yātrā, Jagannath wears the same outfit that he wore during his marriage ceremony. What is that? His marriage ceremony with who? With Rukmini on Nirjal Ekadasi. That's when he was married to Rukmini on Nirjal Ekadasi. Now only on this one occasion does Jagannath wear the same outfit. Twice. Do you know that? No other occasion for the whole entire year will he wear the same outfit twice. Only on this day. And he wears the same outfit that he wore during his marriage ceremony. So because of this is the reason why, despite the fact that Lord Jagannath has 36 different kinds of servants, but Lord Jagannath does not have a laundryman. Why? Because he never wears an outfit more than once. Now on regular days, Jagannath takes only what is called Darpan Snan. What's Darpa mean? Cheto Darpana Marjanam. What does Darpa mean? Mirror. Yes. So on the all regular days, Jagannath takes only Darpan Snan. Only in the mirror. But today is the holy bathing festival, the Mahasnan of Jagannath. So everything is conducted as per the rules. So any Panda or any servitor of Jagannath, they can offer only as many pots of water for Jagannath's bath as they are eligible for. And here's the system now, he's telling. Today, Jagannath is bathed with how many pots of water? 108. Now, the ceremony begins. There's an end note, and we'll read that later. And it gives a lot more detailed descriptions of how those 108 pots are distributed. So the first person who bathes, do you know who the first person who bathes Lord Jagannath is? The king. Why? Because the king is called the chief servitor of Jagannath. So how many pots does the king offer? You're cheating, you're reading it. I'm asking. Okay. You read it already before. How many pots does the king offer and bathe Lord Jagannath with? Huh?
Maybe 10.
8. Because there's 108 pots. Okay? So then, yes. Then, after he bathes with those 8 pots, then the rest of the pots are distributed among the pandas. And each pot is offered by 4 pandas together. Each pot. This is the procedure for Jagannath's Snāna Seva. So are they doing that now?
Looks like we're still in preparation.
Wow, it goes on the whole afternoon, it must mean. Like till like 5 p.m. or something. Okay. Now, there's a beautiful story now going to be told by Srila Bharati Maharaj. Short and very nice story. Later on this day, Jagannath will be in a particular dress. Do you know what dress he wears on the Snāna Yatra day? Ganesh dress. The locals call it the Hati Vesh, the elephant costume. So, what's the story behind this? There is a person, there is a devotee who was a Ganesh Bhakta. His name was Ganapati Bhatta, and he was a Brahmin from Karnataka. He was a very devout worshipper of Ganesh, and he had learnt from a scripture. Which scripture? The Brahma Purana. He had learned there that Sadaishvareshvara Bhagavan, that's his name, that he is the Ishwara of all Ishwaras of all Ishwaras. Bhagavan. So he learned this Ganesh Bhatta, he learned from this Brahma Purana that the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, as Sadaishvareshvara Bhagavan, he is splendidly residing in where? In Purushottam Kshetra. And he is there in what form? Daru Brahma. Do you know what Daru Brahma means? Achyuta. Do you know? Daru Brahma. It's the name of Jagannath. Daru Brahma. Everyone say Daru Brahma.
Daru.
Brahma.
Daru.
Daru Brahma. So, you know what that means? That means wooden Brahma. Brahma, who has manifested, the Supreme Absolute Truth, who is manifested in the form of wood. Okay? So, he learned that the Lord is residing there in Purushottam Kshetra. In that way, Daru Brahma. So therefore, this Ganapati Bhatta, he now earnestly, he made his journey to Puri. But upon taking darshan of Lord Jagannath, he was dissatisfied. He was dissatisfied because he was convinced that Daru Brahma should have a face resembling an elephant. So he was very disturbed, and he thought, if Lord Jagannath indeed is Sarveshvara, who is the Lord of all lords, then my worshipable deity Ganesh should also have been present within him. But I did not see Ganesh within him. Now, unable to resolve this mystery, he went to Ataranala and began to fast. And he thought, I am an offender, and so it is improper for me to maintain this life. So as Ganapati Bhatta commenced his fast till death, Jagannath manifested the form of Ganesh while sitting on a bathing platform. And meanwhile, people were urging Ganapati Bhatta to take darshan of Jagannath, saying, "From tomorrow, Anavasara will begin and you will not get darshan of Jagannath for so many days." Jagannath personally inspired a representative of the king to call Ganapati Bhatta for darshan, saying, "All your desires will be fulfilled." So then ultimately, when Ganapati Bhatta came there to take darshan, he found Ganesh before his eyes. His joy knew no bounds. So that day he made a special request. "O my Lord Gajannātha, Daru Brahma, Ganapati, Lord of everyone, now I am satisfied to have your darshan. All my doubts are dispelled, but I have one request. From today onwards, whenever you come to the Snāna Mandap on this day, please manifest this form and give your darshan to everyone." So Ganapati Bhatta was also instrumental in creating a fund in the temple to meet with the annual expenses for this Ganesh Vesh. And this fund is still going on now, Srila Bharati Maharaj says. So there's a photo here of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra wearing their Ganesh Vesh. Their Ganesh Vesh. And above their heads, like the ears and the hump of the elephant, are big, like umbrella-shaped things. Yes. And coming out from the nose of Baladev and Subhadra are trunks. Yes. So, in completing this katha, Srila Bharati Maharaj, he's explaining some very interesting. So, the title of this section is "The Pastimes of the Lord Are Not Easily Understood." So he says here that some have difficulty in deciphering the pastimes of the Lord. Some have difficulty with that. So Jagannath's bathing festival in Puri takes place on the day of Purnima. That's today. But according to the scriptures, Sri Krishna, he took bath in Brahma Sarovara at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse, Amavasya day. So, when Pratipada, which means the day after Amavasya, when it mixes with Amavasya, then there is a solar eclipse. And after that solar eclipse, Krishna fell ill. And he stayed there at Kurukshetra, and the gopis served him while everyone else returned. Special pastime. So the solar eclipse occurs on Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight. And it is also on the second day of the bright fortnight, Shukla Dvitiya, that the Ratha Yatra begins. Now it is very perplexing to reconcile these two events. Though the occurrences are the same, but the Lord takes his bath and then he falls ill later. There is a difference in the tithis. In Kurukshetra, this happens on Amavasya, during the solar eclipse. And in Puri, it happens on Purnima. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33rd chapter, this is Ras Panchadhyay, it is mentioned, Brahmaratya upavrite, in the Rasa dance description, that one night of Brahma, which is lasting 4.32 billion years, one night of Brahma had passed during the Ras Leela. So Srila Bharati Maharaj says, how to reconcile this? How to reconcile this? So also, when Brahma stole the calves, Krishna had told his cowherd friends to continue with their lunch, while he carefully brought back all the calves. And at that time, Brahma stole the cowherd boys also. But yet, after 1 year had elapsed, which is one moment on Brahmaloka, then Brahma noticed that the cow herding was going on as usual in Vrindavan. And then, very perplexed, Brahma, who has 4 heads, he checked inside the cave of the Sumeru mountain. And then, thinking that the calves and the cowherd boys that he had stolen and hidden there, that they might have been freed. And to his astonishment, he found them still sleeping there as well. Then, while in Vrindavan, he also saw the cowherd boys having lunch. Now the entire year had passed, but the cowherd boys said, Krishna, you came back so soon. We haven't even eaten a mouthful yet. So in the 1 year that passed by, the food that was in their hands and on their plates had not become stale or rotten. It remained just as fresh as before. How is it possible? It is only possible because Bhagavan said, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. Who can know my birth and activities? They are all transcendental. They are not ordinary. So, similarly, during the Rath Yatra, Sri Chaitanya Dev divided his sevaks into 7 groups or 7 sampradayas. And in each sampradaya there was 1 lead singer and there were 2 chorus singers, there were 2 mridanga players and 1 dancer. So in this way, he allocated them all. 4 groups were in the front of the Ratha. 1 group was on either side, and 1 group was at the back of Jagannāth's chariot. So 7 groups. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself danced and sang, moving from 1 group to the other. But when he desired, he appeared in all 7 kirtan groups simultaneously. But everyone simply thought, oh, Mahaprabhu likes our group's kirtan, and he does not go to anyone else's. They did not see him in the other groups. This is Bhagavan's Bhagavata, his godhood. Whosoever he desires to give darshan to, only they can see him. So who saw him? Only King Prataparudra, Kashi Mishra, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Only they could see how Mahaprabhu was dancing simultaneously in all 7 groups. The king, Kashi Mishra, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now, one was gesturing to the other, and they were saying, look, what a wonderful pastime of Prabhu. So, previously, all the devotees had requested Mahaprabhu to give darshan to King Prataparudra, but Mahaprabhu had denied them this. Finally, he said, only if Damodar Pandit tells me, then I will give him darshan. So Damodar Pandit replied, why should I say? You will not only give your darshan, but you will even touch the king, and I will see this. Then the king he told to Mahaprabhu, the king has devotion for you, and you are subjugated by devotion. So the king's devotion, it will make you touch him. So then Damodar Pandit, what he had predicted this much before, he predicted this much before it actually happened. So what was the reason for Mahaprabhu's grace to flow? Because Mahaprabhu's heart had melted, seeing the king humbly sweeping the road before Jagannāth's Rath Yatra, and while he was sprinkling sandalwood water there. So in this way, the only way to attain the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna is a verse here quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 10:139. Sneha lesha peksha matra Sri Krishna kripar sneha vasha hoya kori swatantra achar. This means that Lord Krishna's mercy is dependent only on one thing. What is that? Affection. So being obliged only by affection, Lord Krishna acts very independently. Now, that is called Prem Yukta Seva. Prem Yukta Seva. Priti Yukta Seva. The affectionate service of the Lord. It is said that the Lord's mercy is ahoituki. It is actually causeless. But then, here, there is a cause. We see the kirtan, ahoituki bhakti hriday jage anukshan. But it is not easy to understand the words of the scripture. So therefore, Mahaprabhu has told, and Swarup Damodar Goswami has told, just hear from the self-realized Vaishnavas. Jaha Bhagavata Para Vaishnavarastani Ekanta Ashray Karo Chaitanya Charani. If you want to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, then you must approach a self-realized Vaishnava and you must hear from him. You can do this when you have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanyara Bhakta Ganer Nitya Koro Sange Tabeta Janiba Siddhanta Samudra Taranga. Now, Srimad Swarup Damodar explained, associate regularly with the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For then only will you understand the waves of the ocean of devotional service. So by doing this, it is possible to understand, otherwise one cannot understand. What will be the result of doing this? So what will be the result? And then the question is asked, what is ahoituki? You know the meaning of ahoituki? Means without hetu. Ahoituki. Ahetu means no cause. So, then Bharati Maharaj is asking, what is this ahoituki? And what does the sound vibration ahoituki, what does that imply? So then he explains the sound vibration Om. Actually, this has 3 letters. It comprises of all 3, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Om. The dictionary meaning of the word is Vishnu or Sri Krishna. Ahoituki means Vishnu Hoituki. For Vishnu. That's what ahoituki means. It means for Vishnu. Why? Because that which is done for Vishnu or Krishna, whose one and only hetu, their one and only objective, is the pleasure and the satisfaction of Sri Krishna or Vishnu. So this is called ahoituki bhakti. The word causeless has no existence anywhere. Causeless, no cause. This is the implied meaning. And this is what is approved by the Vaishnavas, like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami. So therefore one has to understand the word ahoituki in this manner. That means it has no existence anywhere. Now the only qualification to understand the language of the realm of love, what is that qualification? To understand the language of the realm of love. The only qualification is love. That's the only qualification to understand the language of love. So even in this material world, not everyone can understand the language of love. Though it is difficult for the ordinary to understand, but it is possible for those who possess what? A loving heart. So in the realm of love, here's a very nice point that he's going to explain. In the realm of love, yes means no. And no means yes in the realm of love. For example, when Srimati Radharani tells Krishna, "Don't you dare touch me," it actually implies the opposite. You please touch me. So, there was an Assamese king from Assam who is named King Godapani. And this King Godapani was once attacked by the tyrannical Muslim king who is named Lola Roja. But somehow King Godapani, he managed to escape. And he managed to hide in the forest. But then Bharti Maharaj is saying, there are some other sources that claim that he stayed incognito in Vaishnava monasteries. So, they imprisoned his queen. What was her name? Joymati. They imprisoned her. These, opposing party. So they imprisoned his queen. And so during this time, while the king was in the forest and he was hiding, then he became so emaciated that emaciation, along with his ragged clothes, nobody could even recognize him. He was undercover. Then one day a passerby, he remarked, "Oh, we had perceived the king to be very noble, but he did not turn out like that. He escaped to save himself, leaving the captive queen in a very pitiable condition." Now, no one knows of his whereabouts, they're telling. So upon hearing this, then the king immediately visited his palace where the queen was held captive. And he told the guards, "I am her spiritual preceptor." So this is now the king who's emaciated, who's wearing these tattered clothing, and he's incognito. He's trying to hide from this demonic Muslim king who had conquered over his kingdom. So, but now he comes directly into his own palace that the Muslim king had occupied, and he then then the king says, so one day, while the king was near to the palace, there were many persons walking and passing by. And one of the persons remarked, "Oh, we had perceived the king to be very noble, but he did not turn out like that. He escaped to save himself, leaving the captive queen in a very pitiable condition. Now, no one knows of his whereabouts." This is what they told. Now, upon hearing this, so the king immediately visited his palace where the queen was held captive. And he told the guards, "I am her spiritual preceptor, so please arrange for me to meet with her." So he's completely undercover. Then they duly obliged him, and accompanied by 2 soldiers, then he came in the presence of the queen. And upon seeing him, she turned her face, dismissing his claims of being her guru. Because that's what he was telling to the guards. "I'm the guru of the queen." And then she said, "He is not my guru. And take away this cheat from my vision this very moment." So the soldiers immediately slapped the king, kicked him far away. So eventually, as the queen refrained from disclosing the whereabouts of the king, then she was subjected to continuous inhuman physical torture by the Muslim king, until finally she passed away, just like 14 days later. So with the help of the locals, this Godapani, that's the king, he eventually ousted this tyrannical Muslim ruler, Lord Roja. And how did he do that? He did it through a revolt. And eventually, he ascended the throne to restore peace and tranquility in the society. The queen's eldest son, who ascended the throne after his father, he built a massive tank by the name Joy Sagara. And the temple of Vishnu by the name Joy Dole. Yes, but you have to have, yes. Now, the queen's eldest son, who ascended the throne after his father, he built a massive tank by the name Joy Sagara, and he built a temple of Vishnu by the name Joy Dole in honor of the memory of his mother. Where is this? In the state of Assam, she became immortalized by the name Sati Joy Mati. Now, what does Sati mean? We know that. Sati means chaste. So why was she considered chaste? That means the queen. The same woman who turned her face the moment that she saw her husband, calling him a cheat and had him kicked out. And the same person on whose words her husband was even slapped by the soldiers. Why was she glorified as being chaste? Her real intention was as follows: although I am unhappy and I am suffering as a convict of the Muslims, I do not want you, my husband, to remain here even a moment, because I will be more unhappy and troubled if the soldiers find out that you are the king and they imprison you as well. So therefore, when he came in, and he was wearing the tattered clothes and everything, she could recognize him immediately, but she turned her face. And then she said, "This person is a cheat, take him away." So, and then only a couple of weeks later, she was tortured to death. So that's why in Assam, they to this day, they have very great honor and respect for that queen. And they consider that she was the most chaste. So, and besides that one reason, the queen also knew, she knew and had another reason why she dismissed him. The queen knew that the king was the only one capable of ending the tyranny of the Muslim rulers by creating a revolution. So because the king had a loving relationship with the queen, then he could understand the inner meaning of her words and of her actions. But the soldiers could not. So due to the absence of love, hence it is not easy to understand the language of love. And similarly, only the unalloyed devotees of Bhagavan, only they know the intrinsic meaning of the descriptions and of the narrations about him given in the scriptures. So if one is desirous of knowing them, then they should hear from the unalloyed devotees. Otherwise one will not be able to understand. So that's the end of this, but there's a couple of end notes which are telling all these very special little things. It's very short. I'm reading this, the special ways in which they distribute the pots to bathe Lord Jagannath. So there are 3 Pushpalaka Sevaks. They're called Pushpalaka Sevaks who perform this Snāna Vidhi ritual. And they do it in Pancha Upachar Padati. What does that mean? That they're sitting on the floor below the Ratna Vedi, where the deities are kept on the altar. And they sprinkle water mixed with camphor, with curd, with amla, and with chandan, sandalwood paste, on these 3 brass mirrors, these darpan, each about 2 feet high, symbolizing the bath. So before that, they also show toothsticks and tongue scrapers to the deities, symbolizing the brushing of their teeth. So during this activity, the temple astrologer, the Jyotish, he reads out the titi and the other astrological details of the day to the deities. So after this is completed, then Garuda in the Nata Mandir takes bath, for which the Garuda Chunara Sevaks perform the Snāna Vidhi. So then there's just one last quick, also regarding the 108 pots of water. So he says, on this auspicious day, the Suwaras and the Mahasuwaras, they go in a ceremonial procession to fetch 108 pots of water from the golden well, which is called the Sona Kupa. The holy water is drawn from this well on this day. And during the entire process, they all cover their mouths with a piece of cloth, so as not to even contaminate the water, even with their breath. So then all the pots are filled with water, and they are carefully brought to the Bhogamandap. Then the priests purify the water with haldi. They put haldi into the water. Then they put whole rice, which is called java. They put sandalwood, which is chandan, and then they put flowers and perfume. So the filled and the purified water pots are then carried from the Bhog Mandap to the bathing platform by the Suwaras in a long single line queue. This ritual is called Jal Abhisheka. Jal Abhisheka consists of two words, Jal, which means water, and Abhishek, which means bath. So this Abhishek is accompanied by the chanting of Vedic mantras by the priests, and the kirtan and the blowing of conch shells. So that completes Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj's wonderful, interesting katha, as always, on Snāna Yatra day of Sri Jagannath Dev in Sri Jagannath Puri. And those who desire, they can watch this ceremony going on in Puri all afternoon long. Just on your nice little screen, you can watch how Lord Jagannath is being bathed. That's what I'm going to do. And you got some Sharanamrita from the temple room? Okay. So we'll have a kirtan to finish, and then we can distribute that. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Bolo. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannātha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Devi, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Jagannātha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Devi, Jaya Sudarshana. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Shri Snāna Yatra of Lord Jagannātha Deva Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Purushottam Kshetra Dhama Ki Jai. Shri Rath Yatra Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Vrindai Tulsidevai Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All glory to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. So, Sajjan Maharaj